All right, everyone, here is the update that you've been waiting for. This is not clickbait. I want to get a few things out of the way that I normally put in the beginning of these videos. I am not paid by Instant Shutter Fix, LubeGuard, or any of those companies. I'm not sponsored for making any of these videos. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know I never ask you for anything. But if you are coming back here again, and you are here because you want to follow up, I really hope that you are subscribed, because if I post another video in regards to this, I don't want you to miss it. But for now, this is a temporary conclusion to the whole Instant Shutter Fix journey that I went on a little over 2 years ago now. Let's begin. Here is the whole story. A little bit over 2 years ago, at 110,000 miles, I put Instant Shutter Fix in this transmission because I was having issues with it shuttering. Today, I have 190,377.2 miles on the odometer at the time of this recording. I've driven 80,000 miles. Now here is the big twist to this story. Everything that you've been told about transmissions is a lie. Everything that I've been told for all these years is a lie. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I put the Instant Shutter Fix in, the shutter went away. I didn't have any issues at all for well over 30,000 miles. Then I started having issues again. I added a little bit more Instant Shutter Fix, just a little bit. It gave me another 10,000 miles. Issues came back again. So then I started doing things like extracting, as you guys could see from the other videos, extracting some fluid, like maybe a quart or so, putting a fresh quart of fluid in there along with some more Instant Shutter Fix or the LubeGuard additive. This helped as well, but it didn't last forever. The shutter came back and it was looking more and more like I was gonna have to change out the transmission in this vehicle. I had all but given up and had accepted that nothing else was gonna work. One of the viewers on here, I wanna give respect and give a shout out to that person, and I'm gonna find your comment and it's gonna be posted up here by the time I post this video. So I was talking to another friend and co-worker of mine, and he suggested that I take the vehicle to this mechanic. He said, this guy will look at your transmission fluid. He'll just look at your fluid and tell you whether or not it is worth his time or worth your time to change the transmission or change the fluid or whatever. I brought it to this guy's shop. He did not want me filming, so I didn't film. He looked at the transmission fluid. He says, your transmission fluid looks awful, but guess what? I'm gonna go on and do it. I'm gonna change your fluid. I'm gonna drop the pan, drain it, and we're gonna have a look. He called me in there, like I stood right there while he did the job. He calls me in, he says, look at your pan. The pan had a couple little bits of stuff in it. Wasn't quite sure, I didn't touch it, but he says, something's wrong with your transmission for sure, but I'm gonna clean this all up. I got a new filter here from the manufacturer. We're gonna put it in, and we're gonna see what happens. After he drained the fluid and he cleaned everything up and he put the pan back on, he begins to add the fluid, and it's Valvoline MERCON LV. So it's Valvoline brand, the blue bottle. I'll show you, I'll post a picture of it up here. And I asked him, I said, wait, I've got Motorcraft. Shouldn't we put that in? He laughed at me. He said, this is ridiculous. Forget it, don't worry about it. I said, okay, all right. So I told him the truth, I was honest with him. I told him that I put Instant Shutter Fix in this transmission. He says, don't do that. You should never have done that. He says, you don't want to flush it ever. And you want to change the fluid every 45,000 miles. I said, but those guys were telling me it's lifetime fluid in there. He goes, if it's lifetime fluid in the transmission, why in the F did they put a filter in there? And I said, touche, you have a point. He's like, everything you've been told is a lie. You should change your transmission fluid every 45,000 miles. Drain it, put another filter in, refill it with 5 quarts, rinse and repeat. He said you should do this every 45,000 miles without fail. Don't believe anyone about 60,000, 45,000 miles. There's only one other guy out there who is even remotely close to this, or actually he's just right on the money, because I think he says do it 45,000 the first time, then maybe 50 or 60 after that. Don't hold me to that. go to his channel. It's Ford Tech Mucoloco or something like that. I'm probably not saying it right, but I'll also put that in the description. I'll put everything you guys need in the description of this video. I want to keep it short. Just want you guys to know, once again, you need to change the transmission fluid just like we change the oil in the vehicles. If you do that, you're going to get longevity out of your transmission. I'm going on 3,000 miles right now since that guy changed it. Shutter is gone. It's completely gone. I did not put instant shutter fix back in the transmission. So I used instant shutter fix in this transmission from, I think it was like 110,347. I'll post that up here as well. All the way to 187,000 miles. Instant shutter fix was in here, but it served its purpose. I wouldn't have gotten this far without instant shutter fix. Just like the guy says in the instant shutter fix video, you can go to their website. If you put instant shutter fix in your transmission, the shutter goes away, you have a fluid problem. You put it in your transmission and the shutter is still there, you have a mechanical problem. They even say this. So once again, if you want longevity out of your transmissions, and you guys are watching this video and you're out there right now, and like I said, you can't hold me accountable for this, but me, from now on, every vehicle I drive, not only will, I used to change it every 60,000 miles, but I'm going to change it every 45,000 miles. And we're going to see how far I go with this transmission. I'm at 190, a little over 190,000 right now. Let's see where it takes us.